Imagine this. The sun rises over the rooftops of Claratown, Monrovia. The streets buzz with life, children darting between cars, and in the midst of it all stands a boy named George. You wouldn't know it then, but this barefoot kid would go on to change the face of African football and politics. The story of George Weah isn't just about football, it's about overcoming the odds, rising from Liberia's dirt roads to become a global icon, and eventually, the President of Liberia.
The enormity of the responsibility of his new office.
From scoring unforgettable goals in Europe to leading his country, Weah's journey is exceptional. But how did this boy from the streets of Monrovia become not just a football legend, but a symbol of hope for an entire nation? Born on October 1st, 1966, George Taulon Mana Opong Usman Weah grew up in the raw heat of Liberia's capital, where life was tough and every day was a battle for survival. Raised by his grandmother, Emma Clon Brown, after his parents separated, Weah's early years were hard. Poverty wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a way of life, an ever-present shadow over his childhood. Claratown was no place for dreams. Streets lined with small houses and an overwhelming lack of opportunity made it difficult for any child to imagine a future beyond survival. Yet, amid the poverty and struggle, a love for football blossomed. No boots, no proper kit, just a ball made of plastic bags and pure passion. Football wasn't just a game for George Weah. It was survival. It was an escape, a dream born from the very dirt and dust of his neighborhood. By his late teens, his exceptional talent could no longer be ignored. His combination of strength, speed, and footballing intelligence earned him spots with local clubs like Mighty Ballon and Invincible 11, stepping stones on a journey that would soon take him beyond Liberia. But the real turning point came in 1987 when Weah made the bold decision to cross borders and join Tonnerre Yaoundé in Cameroon. This move to the Cameroonian League was a crucial step. It not only exposed him to more advanced competition, but marked the beginning of his international breakthrough. In 1988, a new chapter in Weah's story unfolded when he was spotted by Arsène Wenger, the then manager of AS Monaco, who had heard about this powerful and dynamic Liberian forward tearing up the Cameroonian League. Wenger wasted no time bringing Weah to Monaco. At the time, Weah was raw, but his potential was undeniable. The transition from Africa to Europe was a monumental shift, but Wenger's mentorship helped shape Weah's development. Under Wenger's guidance, Weah refined his game, learning the tactical discipline that European football demanded without losing flair and creativity. Monaco became the perfect place for Weah to evolve. By 1991, he had already lifted the French Cup with Monaco, marking the start of his rise to stardom on the European stage. He was no longer just a promising African talent. He was a force to be reckoned with in European football. Weah's time at Paris Saint-Germain saw him become a household name across Europe. The French capital was his stage, and with Weah leading the line, PSG became a dominant force in French football. With the club, he won Ligue 1, the French Cup, and the League Cup. However, it was his performances in the UEFA Champions League that stood out. In particular, his stunning solo goal against Bayern Munich in 1994, a 50-yard sprint, cutting past defenders like they were shadows, became an iconic moment not just for PSG, but for African football as a whole. Africa has arrived. The goal seemed to say, marking Weah as not just a player, but a symbol of African excellence on the global stage. Are you enjoying this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content on African heroes just like this. In 1995, George Weah achieved what no African had ever done before. He won the Ballon d'Or. His victory in claiming the prestigious award marked a historic moment in African football. And to this day, no African player has matched his achievement. This recognition came after years of consistent excellence in Europe, culminating in his move to AC Milan in 1995. Weah's arrival at Milan, under the guidance of the tactical genius Fabio Capello, was the next chapter in his rise to greatness. Milan at the time was one of the most dominant clubs in the world, and Weah's presence only strengthened their attacking prowess. He was integral to Milan's success in Serie A, helping them win league titles in 1996 and 1999, while establishing himself as one of the best forwards in Europe. At Milan, his style was a perfect fit, powerful, graceful, and always dangerous in front of goal. One of his most memorable moments came in a match against Verona, when Weah scored an incredible solo goal. Despite his success at Milan, Weah never forgot his roots. His heart was always with Liberia, and the rise of the King of Liberia in Europe was just one part of his incredible journey. Throughout his career, Weah poured his wealth and influence back into Liberia, a country devastated by civil war. While many football stars invested in luxury homes or endorsements, Weah focused on rebuilding his country. He funded Liberia's national football team out of his own pocket, ensuring they had the resources to compete on the international stage. He personally paid for flights, kits, and salaries, and even founded his own club, Junior Professionals, to provide a platform for young Liberian footballers. In the 2002 World Cup qualifiers, Liberia came incredibly close to qualifying. It was a heartbreak for Weah and for a nation desperate for a sense of hope, but the effort ignited a new belief in Liberia. Weah's leadership was a beacon of light in the darkness, and though Liberia didn't make it to the World Cup, the dream was alive, and hope surged through the hearts of many. Weah's legacy in Liberia was not just that of a footballer, but as a leader, a man who used his position to uplift others. He was a true son of Liberia, investing his wealth, time, and energy into the country's future. As Weah's playing career came to a close, a new calling began to take shape. In 2005, he made the bold decision to run for President of Liberia. The idea of a footballer becoming a leader was met with skepticism. Despite losing the election, Weah's resolve only strengthened. He studied politics, learned the intricacies of governance, and listened to his people. In 2017, against all odds, George Weah was elected President of Liberia, the first FIFA World Player of the Year to hold such an office. His election was a momentous occasion, not just for him but for Liberia and Africa. Weah's presidency marked the realization of a dream, not just for himself, but for every African child who had ever been told their dreams were too big. His victory was a testament to the power of perseverance and belief. George Weah's legacy transcends football. He is a symbol of resilience, hope, and leadership. He represents Africa's boundless talent, potential, and capacity for greatness. Weah's journey paved the way for African footballers to make an impact on and off the pitch, inspiring figures like Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, and Mohamed Salah. But before all of them, there was George Weah, the pioneer, the first, the pathmaker. And somewhere in the dusty streets of Clara Town, another barefoot child is chasing a dream, tracing the footsteps of a legend. Because George Weah showed them the way, from the streets of Monrovia to the halls of power, proving that anything is possible for those who dare to dream. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Es nach mir sehr